Hi,
Hi, everybody.
everybody.
Today, there's a lot to cover. A trailer just dropped. We'll talk more about it in a bit. But I want to welcome our special guest today, Jake. How have you been? What's your highlight of the week?
I've been good. Thanks for having me on, everybody. Awesome to be here. Probably for me, the highlight of my week has just been doing the holidays with my family. Got to travel home, see my dad. So that was all good. In terms of the game, probably my highlight has been some of the hot fixes we've been getting. Harak being more predictable has been a very, very nice thing to see, especially in Dream Realm.
Yeah, definitely. Jake
Yeah.
is one of our hot cooks. So let's go with the rest of us. Of course, I'm D, and my New Year's resolution and my highlights. Let's see. Let's go with highlights first. This week, I got to work from home all week, so it has been very, very relaxed. My highlight in game is I've been in the top for Ravage Realm all week.
Oh, nice.
Mine highlight would be sleeping in the whole week. My New Year's
Ooh.
resolution would be to come up with a New Year's resolution next year.
All right, Milan.
Okay, my highlight 100% has been this trailer. Oh my god. We're gonna watch it here, but it was amazing. I've watched it a little on my own, and I can't wait. Super
Okay,
hyped for next
that's
season.
well. What's your New Year's resolution, buddy?
Ah, man. I mean, I just hope the game does well next season. I'm really enjoying it, and man, yeah, that's it. Hopefully, it has a good life cycle. Good year.
All right, sounds good. My New Year's resolution for next year would be to sleep earlier because I have a terrible sleep schedule. Absolutely horrendous.
You should get out and
Jake,
sleep
what's your
on.
New Year's resolution, buddy?
Honestly, I think my New Year's hope, if you will, is similar to Milan's. I'm really liking where this game's at. It seems like the devs are really listening to the player base in some ways. Hope that just continues, and excited to see season 3.
Nice.
Hmm.
Well, let's jump right into it. What's up, Asperia, Jimmy?
So we have a brand new trailer for the next season that's pretty hype in my opinion. Before we go to there, we have two new things. One less hype, but one just as hype as the trailer. So we know that Bonnie's coming next week. She's very, she's one of my few characters that I've looked out this season.
Bonnie's
And we
gonna be
also have the
hot
card game.
in more than one ways.
Yep. Should we move on to the trailer that
Yeah,
everyone's been
shall we?
hyping up?
You guys want to watch the trailer? Let's watch the trailer together.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's go.
Here we
A
go.
general, 2 millennia past, a general led her soldiers against a Hypergean in this place, and the cost of victory was high, as she herself died in the end.
Ooh.
This festival stands as a tribute to that great war.
That girl was actually the princess! Lighting
Oh
of
my
the hero's
God.
ice sculpture is the heart of the festival. The more the merrier, and the more fun we have. I wish the festival would never end.
Once you've made your choice, there's no turning back. Duty calls. You're finally here. I had to wait quite a while. Current Merlin. The gods can't hear our cries.
Oh yeah, Mauler mommy.
Offer everything.
Volca.
Dora.
Oh yeah.
The new areas look so nice.
Oh, that looks so nice.
My friend, what scars we have now.
You think she's gonna pop off as a hero? Is she gonna be the next season's main unit? You think?
And I don't know. I mean, visually, she's already popping off.
I hope.
The wind is my instrument, and I change to its
Lorsen's
tune.
gonna be the hard carry next season.
Yeah, man. Wilder support. It's about time we got another one. We haven't had
hear
one
a
at all
storm
since
coming.
launch.
I mean, this just looks really. The skill just looks really cool.
January 17th. Big day.
Oh, good 6 skins.
12 new artifacts.
Milan's Canadian skin coming out.
Yeah. Just for me.
Ooh, a Smokey and Mirky skin.
Yeah, the smoky one looks pretty nice. This one looks. I like the hair.
It's what I like.
I like the green on this. Of
This
course.
one here.
But this one. Whew. And Cassie skin, very nice.
Tassie skin just in time
This
for talent
this
stages to
one.
go away.
I don't want to just fight a giant icicle.
It's you.
Twins.
Are you calling for us?
Gonna hard carry the whole game for next year.
Oh my god,
It's
yeah.
our turn to take the stage.
So your New Year's resolution is pulling the twins?
Yeah. January 17th. I have my calendar already marked.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think that was an amazing trailer.
Should we go over some of what we know from the trailer? So, like, the units of next season?
Yeah, go
Yes.
for it.
So we already know Shamira and Lorsen, because they did the designer talk a few months ago. But, so if we go here, we also know Volka, because they announced it right at the end here.
And Maulermon.
Yeah, and then if we go over here, so there's Lorsen. This guy too, I think. He'll be a new unit.
Yeah.
And this Graveborn here. So these are like the two bad guys, I think, of the season. And then
But what if they're the good guys and we're the bad?
that would be a
That wolf
surprise.
dude, I think, is gonna be a new one.
Yeah, no, right here. These two at the back. Definitely, I think, are going to be new units. And then we have the twins
Shakira's
here.
brother. Shakira's brother.
Is that-
Shakira's brother.
What do you think Shakir's brother's name's gonna be?
Wolfie.
Wolfie.
And Hammy's face. Oh my god. So good.
A new emote.
Hammy looks like she's sneezing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then at the start here, this Hypogen here. that
Oh, you
they-
think that's gonna be the Ice Queen lady? The Ice
yeah.
Lady?
I mean, she dies.
her
I
origin
think she's
story?
gonna come back. Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, you know what? That makes sense.
Mhm.
Get impaled by ice, reincarnate as an Ice Queen.
You want to go over the character skills
I'm
that we got? The little sneak peek.
For the Volca?
Welcome. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, right there. A little more back.
It kind of looks like Bonnie right here, where she just stabs him and keeps him in place. Not Bonnie,
Looks like
sorry,
they-
Lenya.
She has a counter.
You know how Lenya
Yeah,
challenges
right there,
them
right
to a
there.
duel?
You just start from there. Start from there.
Yeah, she's A-level warrior. She has
Look
like a
at that.
stun with her ult.
But like the
And then
stab.
she has a
Those
counter.
stabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
Counter? You sure that's a counter?
It looked like it, so if we go here, she takes damage, and then like Soren, how he has the thing.
also she's doing white damage. That's pure damage,
She,
right?
like, has
For
a
like
block.
self damage.
is
Mm.
pure damage, like true damage.
Yeah. Like the white text, like that's true damage, right?
Really?
I don't know.
Because I think that's what Corrin does at least.
I've never actually noticed that.
Yeah, because if I noticed on some of her abilities, she's doing significant white text damage. I don't know if that's true or not in this game, but when I saw that, I was like, I really only see that a lot on Corrin, and if she has a true damage type mechanic to her, she could be.
I think this is just crit, though, no?
If she's crit based, that could be good too, though, because historically, warriors, that's where they struggle is on charms. They don't have like Gale and stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But but they do have crit still.
Lorison looking like he's controlling the whole battlefield.
Oh yeah. Summon a tornado and a lot of healing. This lady here, she is all over the trailer. I don't know if she's gonna be new unit, but she's everywhere.
She's pretty.
I think she's just going to be a character you interact with in the story.
I mean, she's pretty.
Do you think that the new Wilder support Lorson is going to be a buffer as well?
Looks like maybe heal and CC.
Healer.
Yeah.
He's a healer and CC'er.
I really wish Wilder would get some sort of like significantly buffing support, because I feel like that both them and Graveborn are the two that are lacking that, where Mauler and Lightbearer actually have good buffs.
Damien and Haywen give
but
okay buffs.
But Wilder are the most OP faction right now. You can't
But
lie
not in
about that
Dream
though.
Realm. Not in Dream
That's
Realm.
fair.
Lilith
Dream Realm, they're
clearly
lacking.
has a favorite.
From a DPS perspective, Lily's busted, but
Yeah, Lenya's
Yeah.
okay in pre-seat endless, but I don't know. Wilders don't have too many good Dream Realm units.
no. I'd love to see Linya get better again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Volca might just take her place, dude.
That's
Took her place in
fair.
a lot of people's hearts already.
Oh man.
The new artifacts
her heart
interest me a ton, because I
Yeah,
feel like
I
the
wish they showed
artifacts
more
have been so stale
artifact
this
graphics.
season.
Man, same. I'm tired of them.
I feel like you can tell what an artifact does by like the picture, like a little bit.
What do you think?
Like, what if this one is
Ryan?
like a freeze, a CC, like freeze?
Like hail, like a storm or
Mhm.
something?
Snowstorm?
Mm-hmm.
That could
Maybe
be
CC
cool.
type artifact.
Confining, but it
Then you got like the
freezes
healing
them.
one on the side. But like this is like the other seasons. Like on the side.
Notice.
Is that like
I didn't even notice this
Oh.
all around.
So
mhm.
there's
This is like
another
a
seasonal
snowman
healing
over
artifact.
here. This looks like Star Shard.
Imagine the snowman one, your snow
Awakening.
stomper now.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
the one
man.
beneath this snowman? The spider
It's
or
like
something?
A door? I don't know.
Wait, they both that one and the one below it look the same, just different color.
Yeah, it's hard to
Mhm.
say.
No, the one on the bottom looks like a mage, and the one on the top looks like a warrior.
Oh, I can see that. Summons Chippy and Hammy, respectively.
Yeah, and then we got Star Shard coming back. Look at that.
The Ice Shard.
Oh no, it's a little different.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah.
What if that's like a doubler? You can double your units.
Yeah, okay, that's so that's the only artifact you're gonna need next season.
Oh man.
Double Harak every Dream Realm boss.
Yeah.
Okay, and something else I noticed. There's a new item. The thing here. It's given on bows it passes. But I don't think do you guys recognize this at all?
Maybe that's just maybe that's the currency to upgrade artifacts, so you can upgrade your artifacts.
Was
could
that
be as simple
ever in the
as that.
season
Oh,
pass though?
true. That looks so
Um,
much to the upgrading thing for what's it called?
I don't think they were in passes before. I also wonder if it's just a new graphic for the new season for like a plus 25 weapon, maybe.
Oh yeah,
That would be
the
cool.
Yeah,
X25
but like
stone
in two
upgrade.
places.
Yep.
Like in two places.
Hmm.
That seems like a
But
lot.
in a
They're not that
pass,
generous.
though,
They don't seem that generous to be doing that in so many places.
Yeah, just like normally these would have something else. They'd have like blues or something, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of weird to
Mhm.
just see oranges and then that.
I don't know. Might be a
the,
new
the,
unit.
the hair is a little bit too emo for me, man.
You know
Yeah,
what I
this-
got out of this trailer? I just saw a lot of dollar signs. I
This-
saw a lot of dollar
No,
my
signs.
this one
God.
is hot.
New
I know
store
for
like
sure
this
Milan's
one.
getting that Talene looking one.
Brimstone store. No, this is.
Oh
instantly
wait,
getting it.
maybe that red thing is a primstone.
Oh. I bet you're right.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a lot of new stores opening up. Like you
Yeah.
see Tassie's skin.
Man, we should
Yeah.
open up a store in Asperia. Look how much money they're making.
Right?
Yeah, we can sell the overstock My Chemical Romance skin that they're trying to push
Yeah.
out here.
Oh man.
The smoky skin looks actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like look
I
at
love Murky.
look at Murky here. So
Oh my
cute.
little earmuffs.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see twins. Especially with Harak, I'm interested to see how all those interactions will work.
Yeah, if we
Well,
go by
in
the
the trailer they were juicing up Dio, so maybe it's the Dio support that
yeah, so
everyone wants to finally.
something I noticed, her ult here, she does like a little dance. If it's the same as Arena, it gives haste. And she has like a line connecting allies. And if you see here, so the blue hair girl, I think provides healing, and the pink hair is energy. And if you see here, as like orbs go
like you saw
past
the little
allies,
orbs flying.
Yeah, they go and give energy and healing to those who get it, like you can see it here.
Maybe they just pass it back and forth. They both just swap
they
the
do
orbs
pass it
back
back
and
and
forth.
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
do.
like you see 75 energy, and then it touches 75 energy, and then here it heals. So that would be
Interesting.
really
I wonder
cool.
if that'll have a mechanic similar to Tassie where travel time matters.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of stacking enemies, it's, melee stacking or stacking your team.
Yeah.
Wait. So the twins are just the seasonal healing artifact from this season.
I guess, but they also give haste and energy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, they look really good. And here you could see Dino doesn't have a stack, but in the next one he does. And he is golden, which means he's CC immune. So I don't know what's happening here, but everyone here is CC immune right now.
I also hope that you don't have to position the heroes too crazy to account for the twins, if that makes sense.
Oh.
I don't want like another you know how Sonya can be a little bit tough to position?
Yeah.
I don't want this to be like even tougher to position than Sonya.
So Milan, you see how on the Dianel clip, the crits are red on this one?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder. I'll be interested to see on Pioneer what her kit looks like when it's released there.
Yeah, no, oh man. This is super hype. Definitely look like really good units. And because they're a support, I don't think we'll need to have them Supreme Plus. So you could probably get away with just like one copy. Or maybe like Rainier where you only need a Mythic Plus, but we'll see.
Ooh, maybe. You're gonna S plus them anyway. You're probably gonna Paragon 3 them.
We'll see.
Why stop there? P4 all the way.
Oh yeah, Milan can P4 now. Rip Milan's wallet. Just insta P4 day one.
That's gonna be fun. Mm-hmm.
I know he's stocking up on those monthly Stargazers right now.
Yeah. I'm not trolleying anything the rest of the season. Fuck that.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I'm saving. There's gonna be so many pop-ups next season. Shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Talking about pop-ups in next season. Check what came out today. We got the bundle.
And you already have it bought out. And you already have it bought out.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna get this. This is like, it's so good value.
It's such a good value. Yeah. The only tough part is you get it. It's like it's over time, but it's still worth. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Can you buy it for me?
Jimmy.
No, you got it, Jimmy.
Yeah. So, we could already see here.
Yeah, you guys want to get into the meat of the episode?
Let's do it.
Well, this week, since we have one of the master chefs, Jake, this week is going to be about cooking, specifically for the DR and the Ravage realm. Senior Jake,
Time to get
take
into
it away.
Dura's kitchen. Time to get into Dura's kitchen.
Yeah,
Thank
we're going to
you
host
for-
Dura's kitchen next episode.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Just a clarification, I am not the cook. Everyone else, though, Analytica cooks much better than I. I'm just the taste tester, if you will. just like a few brief informational pieces. So if you haven't, over in the Analytica Discord, we have in the info section a Dream Realm guide that we keep up to date every day. It always has formation import codes for the top 1 or 2 builds, assuming you have access to all units for that day. And then it also has live links into Metal's infograph every day. Metal, Dragon, and Laundromat do a ton of work over there, keeping all the builds up to date, keeping them all documented, logged, tested, and then Metal in the infograph. If you ever find a build that's not in the infograph that's performing well, definitely throw it over there. We're always looking for things to test, things that sometimes give us new tech or mechanic knowledge about the game that we didn't know before. A lot of the time, that's what'll happen is a new build gets posted there, and we're like, hey, why is Ludovic doing 55 billion damage on this boss, right? And then we start watching replays, and we're like, oh, it's because there's different types of true damage in this game. There's not just true damage, but there's like self-reflect damage versus true damage done too. So it's always helpful. And one of the things we tend to struggle with a lot is having people that are willing to test builds that are more free-to-play friendly, that are more accessible in units, a lot of the time using things like Odie or Merrily or Korin, but that are around similar account builds to people that would be actually running those builds, because we can have, high Paragon accounts test those builds, but a lot of the time they'll perform differently because units may survive when they may not on a more appropriate account to run that comp. With that said, I feel like that's a lot of talking. So we're at the point this season where the Dream Realm Endless meta has kind of shaken out. We've gotten into the parts of boss damage where we're pushing bosses deep into their damage reduction scaling, so it's a lot of true damage comps and pure damage comps being ran right now. And then we've also kind of gotten to where all player levels that started this season, day 1 at least, are using builds that are kind of like end of season type builds for Dream Realm. So one of the things that I thought would be interesting for us to talk about is there's some new units that are being used this season in Endless, and there's some units that have been used before that are also still just kings this season, like Freesto. And I didn't know, what are your guys' thoughts? Like, are there units that, for you all, that maybe you're thinking they're less good than they used to be, or more good, just based on how they performed this season? I know for me, I'm a huge Talene hype fan. I love Talene, but Talene's been probably the unit I've been most disappointed with in this Endless meta.
Yeah.
Just because outside of things like King Croaker, where we're using her revive mechanic to cheese a boss, just for a Selly hypo that was so meta to now just be so unmeta and endless, for me is kind of shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I think you brought up why, though, because, like you said, we're getting to the point where the boss has so much defense that it's just like anything but true damage is just pointless. So, like, it's actually kind of crazy that, like, units at, like, Talene, who does so much damage, they just can't deal as much as tanks and supports like Ludovic and Freesto just because they bypass that defense. And
Yeah, I think for this season's Endless, it's pretty much the same teams as last season. You're just subbing Talene for Harak, and you're subbing Rainier for Sonya.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right? It's pretty much everyone, all the supporting heroes are still the same one.
That's a good point.
Smokey, Pesto. Well, Pesto does his own goodness, but
yeah, I have a feeling Shakir's here to stay. Just because, I mean, he's very good this season in Endless, and he's good just because of skill points on charms. And we've had skill points on charms before as well, so I'd be surprised if Shakir's not meta next season. Same with Freesto.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, because
or the devs might listen to me and add buff tiles like those quick attack or quick energy tiles to Dream Realm, and that'd be fun.
Oh man, that would really shake things up.
What are your guys' thoughts on like this season if we had season talents in Dream Realm?
I mean, I think we'd just
In
be
Dream
Korin. Just be Korin every boss.
That's valid, actually. That's super valid.
It'd be a lot more grindy. It'd be a lot more grindy because you'd have to push stages a lot more.
Korin does true damage as well, so yeah, no, it's just gonna be Corrin.
Yeah, I would say for me, in terms of units that were good in Endless before that fell off super hard, that also surprised me were Corrin and Merrily.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Corrin. I feel like just at the end of season 1, I had finally finished building my Corrin to, very, very built, and then all of a sudden it's nope. Corrin's never going to be used to get outside of battle drills.
Man, yeah, but
Oh, but
he
man,
did way
he
better in
shined so
Merrily.
hard in the battle drills, though.
Yeah,
True.
Pre-season, I for sure thought, like even in early season 1, I thought Merrily would outlive Corrin like way longer, but I have not used Merrily in so long. Only in like the Ravage Realm Light Bear stuff. It's kind of crazy
Yeah.
how fast like she's fallen off. At least Corrin has like a really important use in battle drills.
Oh, I'm gonna use my EX refund on Merrily so fast.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't
I'm
think
doing it on Rainier.
on
For
who?
him. Rainier.
Rainier? Why?
'Cause mine's plus 20.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'd use it there.
Yeah. No, my coin is actually still only EX10, surprisingly. So lucky for me, I didn't
wow.
go invest too hard into Corrin. And after my EX refund, I'm probably gonna keep Merrily at EX10 as well.
I remember plus 20 in Corin. It was so worth it. Like on server 19, it boosted me up so many ranks. It was actually worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would have been worth it for me. But now the silver lining is I have an easy decision to make when I get that EX refund.
Yeah. What units do you think will fall off the hardest or do the best next season?
Let's go with fall off the hardest first.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms
yeah,
of
go ahead,
Dream
Jake.
Realm, Freyasto is going to fall off the hardest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the cycle, right? We get into a new season, we get away from doing this pure damage type of self true damage.
Just magic damage.
Yeah, and I mean, there's gonna be Pesto's gonna fall off. Smokey's likely gonna fall off. We didn't use much Smokey until Endless either. It's more Mikola before that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Harak's gonna fall off, but I'm interested to see kind of the Harak versus Talene balance in pre-Endless.
Yeah, because they can't really be used together.
With a special guest star from Odie too, probably.
Oh yeah, I think Odie will be back. Lily will be back on a lot of bosses that we're not currently running her on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Talene's definitely going to get used more. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll see some Cassidy action, some Florabelle action.
Oh man, yeah, Florabelle, she has completely fallen off the planet, man. I really hope she comes back.
I remember when she was good on Snow Stomper. Those days when you couldn't just copy comps from the auto thing.
Mm.
Oh, the pre-record days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one even
Those are
uses
good.
Formation save phase, yeah.
No one even uses this on my district.
I use it.
Yeah, they need to revamp this, to be honest. Like, if you could share it with just your guild, I think a lot of people would use it a lot
I
more.
would share every day. But like right now,
Oh, mine uses it.
the best is
My
70.
district uses it. My
Like
district
guild and
uses it. I
friends
use
or
it.
something.
I use it 5 minutes before reset. Just log in. Just copy that formation and get to like top 20 at least.
So this may be an unpopular take, but I kind of wish that the formations were tied to the leaderboard and that it was just either builds were public or they weren't public. I personally like that idea. That probably could be an unpopular take.
I think if it's fully public, it's just going to be a swipe competition, right? And that's why people didn't want it to be full public.
Mm-hmm.
That's valid.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, information is really valuable, and even just moving a unit one tile could really make a difference, especially with like Harak and stuff. So having that information not be public and known to like maybe a competitor guild is like really crucial.
Yeah, especially I think Guild Expedition's coming back next season or something like that in one of the dev notes. Unless they're completely changing Expedition and keeping Guild Supremacy as well. That'd be interesting. But I think sometimes the Guild Supremacy competition gets pretty tight in some districts. So
Yeah,
it's more like if you want the information's all out there on the internet everywhere. But people, I guess, want people to put in the same amount of effort they have. If that makes sense. Like if I have to go find this, they can easily go find this too, but they actually have to still go do it. I don't want to just
that's
hand it to
valid.
them.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, do equal legwork.
Yeah. Like we have the same investment and all that. You want to be as good as I am, you're gonna have to put in the same amount of effort as I do.
You This is off topic from DR and Ravaged, but you mentioned supremacy and guild expeditions. That is one thing I hope they change in season 3. I hope they reduce the number of concurrent guild events. Just because at least I can speak for my guild. We're in, S412. We're in a later S server. We don't really have a huge player base to recruit from on our server. Like, I think generally, if I look at Dream Realm for our server, we have 70 to 80 people total on our server hitting DR each day. So,
I feel like
like,
that's the same numbers as me, and I'm in like the 200s. So your
yeah,
server's just crashing quick.
yeah. And so, I mean, like, for us, it's been hard getting a group that'll be on daily, especially for things like Supremacy to hit it right at reset. That, like, with one or two of those up, we can kind of manage the coordination. But when you start getting 3, 4, 5 of them up, it's just like a grind fest for some of the guildies that, are kind of on the I'm chilling until next season type of mindset.
On the ones that are on cruise control.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Or I think they should reduce them so that, like, all the guild stuff can be done with like 10 or 15 people. But
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that
so.
diminishes the competitive aspect of it for like Radiant and the 8 and Analytica, right? Who are wanting to
I think
compete.
also next season there's gonna be a lot more server. They're gonna open that server alliance thing up more to everyone.
True.
yeah.
So
I mean, I wonder. Like, I both agree. Like, I really like it's too much at times. When there was like the clash fronts and then a battle drills every 3 days, like that was hell. But at the
yeah,
same time, like I feel like there needs to be like more guild stuff in general. Like I feel like if we just had cross server and we were able to get people from like different servers who are actually committed and actually like recruit people, I think it could really bring like the spark back. Instead of like you said, you only have 70 active people. That is 2 guilds and change. 30 members each
hmm
guild. Like that is not enough people to actually sustain a competitive guild. And I think having competitive guilds is really important.
and I
Yeah.
think the other thing for me is even if they do like server merges or server alliance stuff, a lot of people aren't gonna want to just jump guilds right away. I mean, some will, of course, like their guild's dead already, but some guilds that are like trying to just hold on, they're not gonna want to just get absorbed, right?
Hmm. Yeah, no, I
So I think a combination of both would be good. Where it's like we do have more people that we can add to our guild, but if you need less guild participation, like full guild participation, that would also be good. Like maybe if they can just block it off, like that way, certain people can do it up to this time, and then certain people can do it up to this time. So it kind of also helps with the time zones, right?
hmm. No, exactly. I agree with you.
Yeah. Or, I mean, the other option, right, is they just create some sort of cross server guild like system, like a union or clan or whatever, right? And some of the more coordinated things like battle drills are tied to that as opposed to your server based guild.
Yeah, I think
That could be
Lilith
cool.
should host leaderboards, like global leaderboards on their website. That'd be neat. That would juice a lot of people up, get a lot of people like excited. Cuz like sometimes like my guild is really good. I love them. They all listen well. They're all pretty competitive. But I feel like if there was a global leaderboard where they can actually see the fruits of their effort besides just crushing the district, I think that would give them a little bit more motivation.
You know, exactly. Like, it's like a really fine line that they're threading here. Like, having more stuff is important and more competition, but at the same time, a lot of people just want to chill and don't really care about that side of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think if you have the global leaderboard, then those that are, sweats can sweat and see the fruits of their sweat. And those that don't care, then it's like, you're not going to be on the leaderboard and you're just chilling.
Yeah, I think leaderboards in general are something I'd like to see come back as well, like the server and district-based leaderboards for like stages, tower, etc. That seasonal content, I know at least in my group, of friends and then guildies that I play with, like that was kind of a driver for us last season. Was we'd be like, we're getting burnt out on stages, and we'd take a break for a few days, and then we'd see our competitor guild. At the time, their name was BTGM, right? We'd see BTGM guys climb that ladder, and then we'd be like,
Mhm.
we should probably do stages for a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guild stagnated a little this season because we're just really stomping the district, and I think some people that gets boring, you know.
Yeah. No, I
Like
mean, they need to
I
have
like being better than the other guilds in the district, but I also want just some slight competition so people can still feel a little bit of like a fire under.
I can tell you, D is a person who was used to their guild stomping their district last season,
No, last
and
season it
now
was close competition. This season is
we
not.
get our butts kicked in battle drills. I would gladly go back to stomping the competition.
No, but for battle drills it's different because you're still gonna get all the rewards either way.
I mean, same with
That's true.
supremacy.
Well, let's steer the ship back a little bit. Let's talk Ravaged Realm.
Yeah. So for me, I have really liked how balanced Ravaged Realm seems, at least from my like 50-foot view of looking across the comps. There have been several different factions, Lightbearer being the one that is coming to mind the most, where there's a lot of unit diversity.
That all score about the same too, huh?
Yep, that all score within. I mean, even for like my account that's primarily P4s on stuff is scoring within a bill or two. They're not minor changes too. Sometimes it's like replacing a Simbad for a Temesio, right? Like
Yeah.
those are units in very different classifications in terms of the amount of damage you'd expect them to do, and still works. So from that aspect, I've really enjoyed it. I also really enjoy that some of the units from raid ups this season, like Hodgkin, we're getting to use finally.
Oh yeah, no, Hodgkin, man, I'm glad to actually use him as well. He's a super cool
Yeah,
unit.
Hodgkins has been really fun to use. The crazy part is like the Hodgkins setup and like the Cassidy setup are doing about the same damage. So it's like if you don't have Hodgkins build, you're fine.
Yeah,
But
I like
also,
that,
I think a
actually.
majority of players don't have Cassidy 2 built unless you're up on like the higher end player.
Yeah, that's fair. My one complaint on Ravaged Realm. Please, 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 Lilith, if you watch this podcast, it is a PvE boss fight, like every other PvE boss fight. Why this one can we not share formations?
Okay, if you were about to say manual this, I was gonna like slap you.
Oh no! I
if I
joke
have
around
to manual
and I love
Ravage Realm to
Manual and
juice, I'm
Titan
gonna
Reaver,
slap
but
you.
I love Manual and Titan Reaver. It should never be in any other boss. I agree, even though I don't want to. But please let us copy and share formations in Ravaged Realm.
Much more easily. It's not easy. You
Nope.
have to just watch someone's replay and hope like you can see the formation before everything starts moving.
Oh yeah, and that's hard enough on normal Dream Realm map, but on this Ravaged Realm map with everything so zoomed out, it's horrible.
Oh,
Wait,
Yeah.
can't you copy formations? I thought you could.
So there's no formation import on it, and if I remember correctly, I don't believe the replays even have a save formation out of them.
No, the crazy part is you can save the formation, but you can't deploy it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a replay someone sent me right now, and from someone else's replay, I can't even share it. So you can look at your own, but you can't save others.
Yeah.
And
they still haven't implemented my suggestion of showing which pest does which. So you're still going to have to message the person like, hey, which one did you put where?
Yeah. Well, at least if you can save and import the formation, that goes away, right? Because the import's in the correct place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's why Lilith? They're all the same base game type. Why must we have different features across everyone?
Lilith
Yeah.
is a small indie company, and they simply do not have the space to store that much formation.
I complain, but I love this game, so it's nitpicking.
They're just, a nice small indie company working out of a garage, and they just don't have the storage.
One of the things I'm interested in is, so what are you guys doing in terms of charm priority in Ravaged Realm? Are you working on charms for Ravaged Realm, or are you focusing still on DR or PvP charms?
My DR is pretty much done, but if there's like a crossover between a DR unit like Shakir, that's also going to be used in Ravage, then obviously they're a top priority. I feel like I saved up a lot for Ravage Realm, and I used most of it on my Wilders actually, because they've been neglected most of the season. So I did a lot of Wilder charm crafting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where I have charms for pretty much everyone I use. So it just, whenever I see a unit that doesn't have full sets, I just go and craft them.
Yeah, I think I also used a good amount on Graveborn, I want to say. Just because, like, Wilders and Graveborn don't really get as much use this season, but and even the Light Bearers a little bit, because for stage pushing you don't really need too much charms for that. But I did some Light Bearer ones for stage pushing and for battle drills. Graveborn, I think I only did Carolina until Ravage Realm hit. Wilders, I had pretty much almost no one done up until Ravage Realm hit.
What I'm currently doing, and maybe this is wrong, but for me I like it, is I'm going through and basically anyone who's dealing significant damage in Ravaged Realm, I'm crafting whatever is their best set. And then most of the time I'm refining them too. So like I've refined like Marilee, Corin, Carolina, like anything that's Hodgkin's probably gonna be my next one, but I'm refining Ravaged Realm units that do damage. And then on things that aren't supports that scale off like specifically UP or skill point, on them I'm just running Rainbow. Unless it's like for Graveborn where like, maybe Niru set helps them live, right, or whatever.
Yeah, helping them live, yeah.
But yeah, I've been dumping
focusing
dust
on Dream Realm for my refine.
Yeah, I refined so in Dream Realm I refined like a Harok set, a Pesto set, a Smoky set, and a Ludo set.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been kind of, since then, I'm refining Ravaged stuff. I've been happy with the amount of refinement dust we're getting, though. At first I thought we were only going to have enough to do like 3 refines per week.
Oh yeah, they also hit us with the hot fix that gave us more dust too.
Yep.
So that was pretty hot. One thing for me, I think I should have done Smoky, but instead I was just feeling spicy, so I did Dio. I refined my Dio.
I mean, I think that's valid, especially if you use them in PvP and stuff.
Dio is in my Wilders Ravage Realm team.
Oh.
Yeah, spicy.
Yeah, actually, Jake, you would know this best. Why are some units better with Rainbow Charms?
Oh, so like in terms of Dream Realm, for example? So there is really only one time you ever want Rainbow Charms, and it's on Freyasto. Occasionally you'll see people say like Rainbow on Ulsa, but if that's like half-baked information. On Freyasto specifically, the reason why you sometimes run Rainbow is if the boss has a mechanic where at certain damage values, they do like an invulnerable, or like on Crystal Beetle, it's that way where he'll fly up in the air. And sometimes you need to actually slow or quicken your damage profile early in the fight to not clip a smoky tick of blue ult into the invulnerability window of the boss. Or it can be like on Crystal Beetle to get better timing so that the last 2 seconds of the fight aren't the boss flying up in the air and then just coming down to get a little bit of extra damage out.
One more thing to note for the refined and rainbow charms, you can only replace a refined charm with another refined charm. So if you want to rainbow pesto, you would do one more refined charm in any of the slots so you can put it in. But
There
you can
is-
also replace your full refined set with a full regular mythic. But
Yes.
if you want to have remaining refines, you have to refine one extra one, which I did for my pesto to have rainbow available.
Yep.
Refined
Yeah, and if you have
rainbow
two
available.
pesto sets, you can just swap sets and then swap a charm out.
Yep.
Yep. The other unit you'll sometimes hear people say run rainbow on, but it's like kind of half thought out, is Ulsa. And on Ulsa it's specifically because on
Exploration team. They'll come back soon.
I want to say Alpha Bear, but it's not Alpha Bear, it's on Orson.
Orson.
On Orson, there is specific timing where you want your Ulsa to get thrown to the side so that your Ludo doesn't get CC'd, and your Freestos only get thrown back one tile instead of two. And the extra haste on Ulsa messes with her timing for her positioning. So she doesn't really need Rainbow. It's just on Orson. I run the orange one with the little axes on it, like Combat or whatever I think is what it's called. But
Bloodlust.
or Bloodlust, yeah. But really the main Rainbow mechanic is Pesto, and it's just to change the damage profile. That is a mechanic that I really hope we don't see in the future.
I think one more
feels
layer
bad.
for the Ulsa is when we were testing it with our friends the other day, Milan. I think the lower invested Ulsa, like it's only EX10, do not go rainbow, and then the EX21 should go rainbow. Was part of our test as well.
So,
because of your
my
of what you're saying, 'cause of the
understanding
haste,
is
right?
it comes down to Shakir. Actually, if it's plus 15 Shakir, you need to drop the haste. If it's plus 10 or below Shakir, you can keep the haste.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's one of those roundabout things where it generally seems like it's Ulsa because someone with the lower invested Ulsa is less likely to have a plus 15 Shakir rate.
Yeah, that's true. They go hand in hand.
Yep.
Because you're definitely gonna do Shakir before Ulsa. You're going EX, a high EX, right?
Yeah, if I can give one pro tip on Dream Realm, at least for now, don't go plus 15 Shakir unless you have like no one else meta Dream Realm to plus 15.
Yeah, I plus 15 Shakir long ago, and now I have to deal with it.
Yep.
Hopefully they come out with something that makes that, smoother to make it worth it. Because
yes,
EX20ing Shakir and then doing like 3 to 5 bill less damage is very it hurts the heart and soul, man.
Yeah, and next season's artifacts, as long as we don't get another Valor Shield and Resonating type of pairing, hopefully we won't have that issue. But this season, that feels so bad of upgrade your Shakir from plus 10 to plus 15 and lose 3 to 5 billion damage.
I mean, I think for Supreme Arena, man, he is so good there. It does help a lot here, but I agree. Like, it's weird how endless the thresholds for, like, the boss using, like, casting their skills and also gaining defense and attack. Like, last battle drills for Alpha Bear, my teams from last week did terrible in this week. Because of, like, positioning and I think, like, just thresholds were super weird, so I had to, like, move around some units, and it's kind of weird how, like, but just getting stronger sort of makes you change your teams.
Yep.
Oh, brother Jake helped me with that. Yesterday, right? Or yeah, Alpha.
Oh yeah. D had a similar
Jake's like
thing
moved
where
his unit here. I'm like, okay, I'm back to normal.
Yeah. I mean, what I would say on that type of stuff is, if you have me on Discord or if you're in a Discord with me, you can always click my profile, and I have a link on my profile that goes directly to my Dream Realm guide. And normally, if there's a positioning change like that, it'll be there within about an hour. Because it has been very weird this season where it's like all of a sudden you have to move a Mikkel over a tile, or all of a sudden now you have to switch your pestos so that your clone is on the real one, and you're like, why the heck would I do this? This is worse.
Positioning matters so
the best
much
time to reach
this
Jake is right at reset because he's sweaty.
That's valid.
Sorry, Milan, you had a question?
No, I'm just gonna say positioning matters a lot this season. Like with what you were saying with moving around Mikola and Briesio, but also just with all the light bearers, but Sinbad having tile-specific units and buffs and stuff, and all the charm skills that like you need a unit in front or unit in the back.
Yep. That minimizing movement, Mikola's been the fun kind of ad recently, right? Where the last month or two, where it's like, how do we get all these melee units, including pestoing stuff, to stack in Mikola's orb?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys notice this too? Like when Mikola's running, she runs like the Titans from Attack on Titan, like with her arms flailing.
Yes.
Is that how you guys imagine she runs up?
Yeah.
Are
Wait,
you making
really?
fun of her?
Hold up.
How dare you make fun of her? Please.
What?
Sand
Titans are
Fake
strong. I don't know what
leader.
you're talking
This
about. I'm not
also
making fun of
needs to be
her.
cleaned.
Sure. We all know the walk you're referring to.
The arm flailing Titan run? Funny.
I will say I do kind of hope, because I guess Lilith has stayed in this model where in subsequent seasons we get the Primal Lord of this season as new DR bosses.
Oh yeah, we are
Mhm.
getting Plague Creeper, right? And who's the other one?
Clam.
Clam.
Yeah, I am kind of interested to see what the clam strats are going to be.
Yeah.
When that was live, we had that fun strat, right? Where, speaking of Shakir, if your Shakir's plus 15 or above, you had to dumbling or interrupt your own Shakir, right?
Oh
Yeah.
man, I had that problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see those two primals hopefully get added to DR. I am kind of interested too to see, as we get more bosses, are they going to take some of the OG bosses off the rotation? Or is Titan Reaver kind of a test run for in the future we may be getting stacked DR bosses like that?
Oh yeah.
Well, they did announce that for next season, they're adding 4 new bosses and taking away the bosses this season. I believe they added.
Okay.
So, Orson, Crystal Beetle, and whatever else. Like they're just switching those out instead of just adding new ones. I believe is what they said.
Oh, so it's like we'll keep the OG ones and get the seasonal ones. I like that.
Yeah, that works too. That way you have some familiarity.
Yeah.
And some basis for testing. One interesting question, maybe, or it could be a quick question. Out of all the teams in Ravage Realm, which ones would you say is easier to build, and which ones are tougher to build?
Oh,
I feel like obviously the easiest one is Light Bearers. There's so many options that do the same, right?
yeah, I feel like Lightbearers or Wilders are probably the easiest. Wilders just because so many of the units are used elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Graveborn's probably the hardest, because a lot of those units, like Viperian, for example, a lot of people just aren't going to have a Viperian or a Niru
No, honestly,
built.
Tailene.
I feel like
have
they
a lot of
might.
people who say like I don't have Tailene built, and man, it's such a
Yeah.
big drop in
You know
damage
someone that has
without Tailene.
We know someone that
'Cause-
has a P2 Niru. That's
Yeah.
supposedly free to play now.
Yeah, that's true. No, I feel like Graveborn, since the wish list is so small for the A units, they probably do have Viperian built.
Maybe. Talene's also Viperian. Or, yeah, Talene's Graveborn, right?
Yeah.
On the Graveborn
No.
Ravaged.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
like,
like
I
that's the other thing is like, because it's Talene Scarred Dunlinger. I don't know. I feel like Graveborn's hard. Like, I
For
just,
sure.
I feel like because the other ones, like, so what I'm trying to think through is like, so like a player, like, you know,
Fun.
Milan, yourself, D, myself, who's like having access to every unit. For us, like, we're already gonna have LBs built. We're already gonna have Maulers built. We're already gonna have Wilders built.
Mhm.
For a free-to-play or low-spin player, that's still the same. They're gonna have Maulers, they're gonna have Wilders, they're gonna have LBs built because they're using stuff like Corrin and Merrily and content that we're using Sellies on,
Mm-hmm.
but not Graveborn. I think part of it too is just Graveborn like doesn't get a lot of use anywhere.
I think just naturally because of the tiny wish list for Graveborn, they still get built. I mean, but then when you're building them, you just don't feel good when you hit a Graveborn
Yeah.
until Ravage Realm hits, and you're like, oh, thank God I got the copies back when I did. Because yeah, like
Crying, looking at your Hodgkin, and then you're like, finally.
Yeah.
yeah, because like I think every time I reach like a new Paragon tier, I feel like Sylvana is one of my first to be in that new Paragon tier.
Oh, now that's definitely true, just because of the limited wish list. Like on my account and on Rose's account, we're both like well past 40, 50 copies past P4 of Sylvina. So yeah, that is true. And I guess on Greyborn though, like Viperion can be subbed out for like Scarlito or Sylvina, and you still do roughly the same damage too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True.
I don't remember
always goes
Ravaged
around.
Realm being this balanced last season. I feel like last season there were very clear meta teams in Ravaged.
Yeah, last season Burial was used, and I didn't have one, so it hurt. This season, I finally got my S plus Burial, and I haven't been able to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Even Dino on
But
the
he's
Wilder
there,
team,
and he's ready.
Like, I don't even think Dino is meta on Wilders, to be honest. Like, I took him out and I did better.
I think me using him, he did about the same as my best full Wilders. So
Which Dianel's on Wilders?
Yeah.
I think it's just probably where your investment lies.
For me, if I remember right, Dianel was not.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. So
Yeah,
good,
Dianel did 8 billion less for me.
I think Dio's my PV.
Yeah, for me, Dio and Flora were the same damage, and then I actually switched out to a comp where I was running Parisa on side 2. So that my whole side 1 was Fizz damage, and then I swapped over to Great Sword. Yeah, and it was a substantial improvement, actually.
Yeah, my floor bell is pretty low investment. My floor bell is like EX10, S plus, or P1. Maybe if my floor bell was a little more juiced, it would outperform my Dio, but it's crazy that my floor bell that's like half, like one Paragon lower with half the EX is probably performing the same as my Dio.
So to give you an idea, I was running the Linya Leica variant, right? I dropped Parisa, put in Bryon, and replaced Bryon in map 2 with Parisa. And just said, I'm not even going to worry about running Flora or Dianel or whoever is my other DPS inside one. I'm just going to run Leica.
Yep, right?
Exactly what you have up, Milan. Yep, this is exactly what I ran, and it slapped.
No, this did a lot better than my Dino team too that I was running previously.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Dianel hater, so every time Dianel's not used, I'm happy. I'm very PvE focused, so I didn't build Dianel early on, and now it's like just that I guess side of me where I'm like, I really hope they don't make this PvP, very good unit really good elsewhere, because then I'll have to pull them and build them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
well, folks, Milan, you can say it before I go in.
I was just gonna say they added Harok recently, which is good in both PvP and Dream Realm.
Yes, Milan, I noticed you have a P4 Harok.
Yeah, no, you noticed correctly. I do. My
He was very shiny there. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just barely started P3 and I don't even have a P3 unit yet. But we're at the hour mark. It's time to wrap it up a little. We went through a lot today. A lot of Dream Realm, a lot of meta talk, Ravage Realm talks, trailers, super hot with hotter units. Let's finish it off. I want to definitely thank our guest Jake today with a lot of good information. Shout out to the cooks and the info gatherers and the infograph makers, Metal, Dragon, Laundromat from Analytica. I want to also shout out Jake himself for clearing up to stage 4K in AFK stages. That's really hot. And I will like to give Jake about a minute or two. The floor is yours to shout out or talk about whatever you want at the end.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on again. This is a blast that I've also really enjoyed watching. I think it's kind of cool that you guys are putting together just weekly content, kind of discussing just AFK and things around AFK. I don't really have anything to shout out for the most part. Did just want to shout out. So, for those of you who don't know, there is a person I play with as like a playing friend. Her name's Rosa. Wanted to give her a shout out because for a lot of the Analytica testing, she lets us use her account as well, so that we're able to do 40 attempts a day with P4 maxed out units as opposed to 20. So, just wanted to give her a shout out because that makes our testing much easier.
Thank you,
And
Rosa.
that's about it.
All right, now I'm gonna count down, and we're gonna have a group. Bye, everyone.
Wait, you forgot to shout out only AFKers.
All the AFKers. Jimmy, you go ahead, please.
Yes,
Jay,
Jimmy.
are you gonna forget our guild?
Okay, so
the
I'll shout him out, Jimmy. Jimmy wants us to shout out the Only AFKers Discord group as well. It is a private Discord server that has slowly been pulling Jimmy away from AFKJ with Karuta.
Oh no.
All right. For our viewers at home, let us know what your New Year's resolution is. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.